welcome to the Nature Center Show. My name is Michael Price and I'm the director of the San Angelo Nature Center. And today I want to talk a little bit about some of the common lizards that are found right here in the Concho Valley. Now lizards, along with snakes and turtles, are the types of reptiles that are found here. All reptiles are vertebrate animals, which means they have a backbone. They have a backbone that connects their ribs, their forelegs, their tails, and their head. Now lizards, like other reptiles, are ectothermic, which means their body temperatures are related to the outside forces. For example, if it's 100 degrees outside, their internal body temperature will be 100 degrees. If it's 45 degrees outside, then their internal body temperature will be 45 degrees. Now that differs from mammals and birds and humans when our internal body temperature stays the same regardless of what the outside temperature is. If it's 100 degrees outside and we're outside, our internal body temperature is still 98.6. If it's 45 degrees outside, our internal body temperature will still be a constant 98.6. Now, one of the most common lizards that are found right here in the Concho Valley is called the Texas spiny lizard. Another common name for these guys are fence lizards or tree lizards. They're extremely spiny. They have very spiny scales, very rough scales. They're masters at camouflage. They spend the majority of their lives in trees, living particularly upon mesquite trees, pecan trees, and cottonwood trees that are in this area. What they do is they prefer to run up for defense. They very rarely come onto the ground other than to capture their food or to lay their eggs. They use their background coloration to blend in very nicely, and what they'll do is when they're first detected by a predator, by a potential predator, they'll run right up, just like they're running up my arm here, just in a tree. And if they feel threatened, they'll run to the back side of that tree to try to run away. Another way they defend themselves is their tail is what's known as autonomous, which means it'll come off. If a predator, as it's running away, if a predator grabs its tail, the tail will come right off, causing no damage to the lizard. However, over time, that tail will grow back. As you can see on this specimen, the new tail is very rarely as pretty or as long or as the original. It's a different coloration. You can see here where the tail was split off, and it now has grown back. This particular individual has a lot more black crossbars. Males differ from the females, and males have bright blue patches on their bellies, and they use those bright blue patches to attract the females during breeding season. The females don't lack the blue patches. The males will do push-ups to show off their blue patches for the female to know when it's time to mate. The next type of lizard that we're going to talk about is known as the Great Plains skink. Now, skinks are very snake-like in appearance. They're very sleek, they're very shiny, but they're not slimy at all. Lizards, like snakes, are not slimy. A lot of people have this misconception that lizards and snakes are slimy. They're actually not slimy. They're very clean, they're very dry animals. Fish, if you go fishing and catch a fish is slimy. The earthworms that you use to go fishing with, they're slimy. Lizards and snakes are not slimy at all. Now, these guys are very, very wiggly. Whoops. They have very, very small legs. And in fact, what they try to do is when they run away, they'll put their legs beside their body and wiggle very much like a snake. The majority of their body, over half their body length, or over half their total length, is tail. And they use their tail just like the Texas spiny does to evade predators by a predator grabbing their tail and it breaking off. Now this particular individual has a complete tail. But they're very shiny, they're very sleek animals, they're very clean animals. These guys are most commonly found along the foundations of houses where the foundation separates from sidewalks. They love to get down in those cracks and crevices. And when people are watering their yards, many times this will draw them out into the open. Now the last species of lizard that I want to talk about from the Concho Valley is known as the alligator lizard. These guys barely enter into the Concho Valley in Sutton and Schleicher counties. They use their tails. While they can use them to avoid predators, they use them primarily to balance out as they climb through trees. They're also known as the yo-yo lizard. As you can see, he'll back up using his tail. He'll use the muscles in his tail to back up. Now they're called alligator lizards because they have very wide heads, very long snouts, and their skin is very, very coarse, just like an alligator. They look very, very alligator-like in appearance. They have long, spindly legs. And again, they spend the majority of their life on top of rocks or on top of trees. You can see as he's sticking his tongue out here, he's very snake-like. There he goes. And what he's doing is he's sensing what's going on around him. He'll pick up air particles and literally taste the air to see what's going on around him. They tend to be very docile, very calm. Unlike the Texas Spiny or the Great Plains skink, these guys are very docile, very calm. They're very, they sit very still when you hold them. Very rarely will they try to run off when you first grab them. Thank you for watching the Nature Center show.